Well, hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Alan English. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about some of the things I've done around here. One of the things I did here for preparation of the wintertime, because we're going to get about 3.5 feet of snow around here. And I probably won't be able to get out of here with a vehicle to get into town to get food. Town's about an hour and 5 minutes away. There is a little store probably about 40 minutes away from me that's closer. Nothing's really easy to get to, so I picked up a snowmobile. But I also prepared to make sure I had plenty of food in the wintertime so I don't have to leave unless it's really an emergency. So I found this place online with freeze-dried food that had a special going on. It's called Patriots. And so I bought a few of these 3-month supplies. They come with 2 totes. This is just one of the 2 totes. And it's kind of nice. They're well packaged. Everything gives you all the instructions on them. So I figure I'm going to be probably, here's some of the stuff. You have like an Alfredo and stuff like these, which is kind of nice. They have oatmeal in them. I ended up buying freeze-dried eggs too, a case of those to add to my mixture here, so that when I have my breakfast, I can make scrambled eggs, or they got pancake mix in here too, but I've also got bulk flour that I store. So in lieu of possibly getting stuck here, I decided to get some of this stuff in preparation. My mill, I'm still working on that. I'm waiting for an oil drain. If anybody else buys that Norwood mill, I highly suggest you get that oil drain. It's basically a valve with a tube. If you don't get one, you'll end up wanting to get one, believe me. I watched a video where a guy changed the oil and it just flows all over the carriage, because it's right there at the base of the motor, and you go and you anchor your motor down and you got to pull a plug and it just drains out right on top of that and makes just a huge mess. I really think that Norwood would probably be better off just adding it, and marking up the sale price just a little bit. It's not going to deter anybody from buying, and that way everybody should get one of those drains. It's just a no-brainer. I wish I did it at the time, so now I'm waiting. I thought I would have the mill done this week. The part actually hasn't shipped yet. It's got a tracking number, so I suspect maybe next week I'll get it, probably by Friday of next week, which means I still won't have the mill done. So that's kind of a bummer, because I'd really like to get to building something around this travel trailer so that I have wood heat, because I got a wood stove. I still need to get the chimney for it. I got a little wood stove that could go in there. I need to go out and start cutting wood, firewood, so that's going to be the next thing to do. And I've got some downed trees that are suspended because they're leaning on other trees, so I think I can get some good seasoned wood stocked up if I start going and cutting that. So I think you'll probably see me doing some of that this coming week. I took this week off, basically relaxed. I ended up injuring my knee, so it's doing pretty good. I just thought I would take it easy this week since I don't have the parts to finish the mill. If I had the parts for the mill, I would have went ahead and worked on it anyways. I just don't want to do a bunch of walking around and irritating my knee right now. So as soon as that gets better, which it's doing much better now, I figure I'll be back to normal here in a week. And I'll be back to being able to probably lean on my knee. Right now I just can't get down on that knee. And if I'm cutting firewood and stuff, I'll probably have to lean down. The other thing I'm going to do is this next Friday, I'm going to go into town. There's a a steel dealer there, and I'm going to pick up a set of wraparound chaps to protect my leg. I mean, I've cut wood for years and stuff, but um, you never know. How I injured my knee the other day. I was out cutting some wood, and there was a wasp or a yellow jacket's nest I stirred up, and I didn't even think anything about it. And during my try to get out of there as quick as possible, I injured my knee. And so that's one of those things you just don't think about. So the other thing is I want to go and get the chaps so that I'm protected in case, you know, that saw comes down and hits me. I'm working with a 28-inch chain. I would like to have a smaller one. I do have a second chainsaw for doing my log ends, and that one's only a 20-inch. I wouldn't mind, just for cutting firewood, just getting another chainsaw that does 16-inch chain on it. I think that'd be plenty adequate for the wood stoves I'm going to work with. That's about more than enough chainsaw for the wood I need to cut and split. I don't think I need anything bigger. And I've got a lot of small stuff on my upper 20 acres that I can get to. Just got to keep my eyes open for beehives and stuff like that that are in the ground. So I didn't even think anything about that. And bees are my weakness. I hate bees. I've already been stung by bees out of the ground once before, and they come, the yellow jackets, they come at you. They just go for you. And one time I came across bumblebees that were in the ground at the Oregon coast, and I got away from them. I ran as fast as possible. As soon as I stepped on their home, they started coming out of the ground at me, and I didn't get stung. But the guy behind me, when I yelled, "Run!" he got attacked. He got stung all over. It was horrible. So when you're out there, think about that. Other than that, I haven't done anything. Just relaxed. Another thing I did is I went down and looked at my creek, and it's still flowing pretty darn good, and we're in late July now. I went and looked at the little spring that I've sort of developed, and it's still holding lots of water. In fact, I went up, got 20 gallons of water out of it yesterday, and that filled my travel trailer back up. So I got a full tank of water again. And it's good, clean water. The stuff I put in the trailer, I still filter it through a Berkey filter. That thing's awesome. So if you ever want to go off grid, get a Berkey filter. That system will last, I think, if I remember right, those filters last for 7 years. And approximately anyways. I've got a second set of filters so that I shouldn't need any for hopefully 15 years, 14 years. So the next project down there, I think next year, that's going to be my backup water supply. Anyways, I thought I would do 2 buckets together, attach them, and create a filter system, plumb out of those, drop it down to about a 250 to 300 gallon holding reservoir down below, and then I'll get a pump. And I've already got a generator down there, and then I'll just pump water back uphill to a tank in my truck or in a trailer that I'll pull with my tractor, and then haul the water up here as an emergency water when I need to do that. So I don't have a well here. That's something I'd like to put in. I may look into doing that next year, so I can have water up here and not have to haul it all the time. Rainwater is another option. This year was a substantially wet year. That's not normal for here in this area I'm in. So I can't really judge this year by what's going to happen. I've been living on rainwater for a while, and up till yesterday when I had to go get water, I didn't need anything but rainwater. But it has gotten dry and hot now, sometimes triple digits up here. So I think that's the norm in the summer, but it hasn't been this year. So we'll see how that is next year, or with the climate change, what's happening, who knows. But the climate change has been making everybody have droughts, and we've been getting doused with water. So, so I know I'm rambling. Um, so I did a little work down by the mill, leveling out the area and clearing a spot. I actually need a really level spot. I'm almost about a half hour away from my 50-hour service on my tractor. I need to service the tractor, so I got to finish leveling out a spot so I can go drain the transmission fluid, replace the filters, and do whatever else is on the list for the first 50 hours. Thanks again for watching. I hope you'll follow along.